Hello paddlers, welcome back to my channel. Well, I don't think you'll see it on that angle, but my new boat's arrived. The Sea Eagle EZLITE10. I put a poll up on my YouTube channel saying, do you want to see two videos, as in the unboxing and then on the water, or do you want to see one long video, as in unboxing and on the water, all in one place? And not many people voted, however, the majority said two, so who am I to argue? So what this will be, I'm just going to show you the boat, get it set up, let you have a look at it, have a quick talk about it, and that'll be it. And then in the next video, I will, basically get it on the water. Okay, let's change camera angles and get down there and have a look. All right then. Right, I should tell you, this comes in two boxes for some strange reason, two big boxes. But whatever. You got your boat and a bag in one box, and all the bits and pieces come in a separate box, so just be warned. Right, let's just go through it quite quick, these little bits. You get a pump, alright? It's okay. You know what I mean? I haven't even tried it yet, obviously, right? But it looks okay. But as nice as it looks, it's plasticky. Plus, unfortunately, right, if people can't figure it out, all the gauge readings are in bar, and yet most of the time, like this fills up to 10 psi, so you're gonna have to calculate it. I believe I'd double check it, but I think 10 psi is about 0.7 bar. I'd have to check that before I start to blow it up myself. But yeah, the pump's okay, but 9 times out of 10 I'd be using an electric anyway. But you get a pump, right, and you get a couple of connectors, right, one for the boat, and this one, it just must be a standard pump, you see, because this actual pipe there, that's actually for blowing up something like a pillar or an inflatable seat, which is an option with this boat. You see, when you get this boat, you actually, you've got 4 choices of buying it, 4 different models, I should say. It's all the same boat, right? But sometimes you get a different paddle. On a different version, you get a different seat. Right, this is the high back seat. On a slightly cheaper version, it's an inflatable seat, which no, never. But you can figure that one out yourself. Foot pegs, proper foot pegs as well. Right, and I have to say that these are solid. You know when you see them on a website or something like that, you think, oh, they look plasticky. But no, these are solid. And the bars for them, I don't know what actual steel it is, but they're like solid. It's not like a piece of aluminium, because they appear to be aluminium, but they're not. It's like a solid steel bar type thing. It won't be steel or iron. I don't know what material it is, but whatever it is, it's solid. And these foot pegs are solid plastic, so that's a good thing as well. I will point out over here, you get a paddle. I got the pro version. All right, there's a sort of like there's 2 below it and 2 above it, I think. The next version up, you basically get the same stuff, but you get a better paddle. Well, this one, you're getting like a plastic, well, it is, let's be honest, it's a plastic paddle and steel, all right, or aluminium, whatever it is. But because of the shape of the boat, it's an 8-foot paddle, and there's some bloody weight on it. I don't mind telling you, there is some weight on this. I will try it, but I own an abundance of paddles. All right, I've got quite a few now. And yeah, so I'll probably switch up for one of my own paddles. But what I do like about this is it's a 4-piece paddle, so it will all just fit in the bag. If you're going a long way, then I'd take it with me rather than having a two-piece paddle sticking out the side of your bag. I've never liked that idea when I see people walking with a backpack on or something and they've got half the paddle sticking out the side like that. I always assume some idiot is going to try and pull it. But yeah, so you get a pretty good paddle actually. If you wanted to buy this paddle separate, they're selling them for £100. So they're pretty good paddles, right? And after looking at them, they are well made. They're just extremely heavy. But there again, I've been spoiled, and with my latest paddle. Won't go into that. If you're a subscriber, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not a subscriber, go check out my videos. You get a set of instructions. Now, let's be honest, no one's really going to read them. But I glanced through and I thought, well, yeah, for people that wouldn't know, it actually shows you if you decide, which you wouldn't, this boat is so light, but if you decided you wanted to put it on a trolley, it's showing you the best way to connect it on the trolley. It's telling you which pumps to buy and stuff like that. And it gives you information about the valves. So it's actually a nice little added extra, you get me? So that's nice. You get a hell of a good skeg for it, because, well, I'm not going to go into that either. It's a skeg, all right? It's to help with wind cocking when the wind's blowing and it stops turning the boat and the tide. It helps keep your boat go straight. There you go. And you do get a pretty nice repair kit, which you hope you never have to use. Inside the repair kit, you get the spanner for the valve. Thank you. Spanner for the valve, right? Which is nice that they include. But what is nice is they actually include the glue. I'm not going to get all these out, but you've got about 3 or 4 lots of different patches in there as well. All right. So that's pretty damn good little repair kit actually. I was quite impressed with that. In a nice little whatever plastic tub thing. But yeah, I just noticed that it actually says repair kit on it. Yeah, cool. So you get a repair kit. The seat. Like I say, I got the high back seat. These wings actually fold in round here, but this is where your back would be, right? And your back side goes on here. It's quite padded, you get me? It feels firm, but it also feels quite padded. But I'll try it, right, so I can be honest. But I will probably put some sort of gel cushion over that, because you never get a fantastic seat with any boat you buy, really, unless you spend, well, there again, I spent thousands and I still hated the seat on the KAYAK. So it's one of them hit or miss things. On the back of the seat, which you can take off, which I like, you've got a little bag. So you could, if you're just going for a short paddle, you could put your drink in there or whatever, and in case you didn't want a dry bag with you or something. But yeah, you'll see these more when I actually put it into the boat. But I thought if I'm splitting this video into 2, like I was asked to do in the poll, I might as well cover as much information as I can. Right, the bag that it comes with. Right, this, it won't show up on camera, I know that, because I've seen them on camera and they don't show up. This is a strong, super well made bag. It really is. And there's ventilation areas everywhere, so that if your boat happens to be a bit wet, there's a good chance that, well, it will, the heat will help dry it off and stuff. And on the bottom, there's actual holes, so any water will actually run out the bottom of the bag. That's nice, isn't it? Being not exactly like with my KAYAK. But yeah, this is a nice bag, and what I really do like about it is, the only thing in here now is the boat, but it really does open up, right? And I'll tell you what, everything you've just seen you could fit in there, including my PFD, my life jacket, and I reckon a dry bag as well with a change of clothes and food. This is a big old bag. This really is a big bag. I was going to take the camera off and show you, but don't need to do that. It's a big bag, and it's got a harness on, so you can rucksack style. But to tell you the truth, as much as I love this bag, right, or admire how it's been made, because it is very well made, I probably won't be using it, because I've actually already seen another bag, right, like a trolley bag on wheels, similar to the KAYAK, right, so it's on wheels, and just makes life easier, right? And yeah, this ain't heavy, right? And even with that extra gearing, I'd still be able to carry this. But if you've got a big bag and it's all on, it just makes life easier, right? So I probably will just be using this bag. It'll go in the corner with one of my many bags, and that is not an exaggeration. In fact, there are probably not enough minis in that. I've got a lot of bags. I've got about 4 from Lomo, which I use from time to time, storage and stuff and moving stuff around. And I've got at least 6 or 7 others. Yeah, there's your boat. There's your 10-foot kayak. Yeah, it's just a big well-made bag, and it's very, very strong. Yeah, right, I'm going to point this out now while I'm at it. Now at this point, obviously I haven't been on the water with it, but I'm going by what I've read and stuff like that, and what I've seen. This is a 10-foot boat. Now, if you've ever been in a 10-foot boat, whether it be an inflatable or hard shell, they're not what you'd call a good solid straight boat for paddling, for staying true. They do go quite a bit, because of the size. You see, you want a boat to go dead straight, you need a long boat, 14 plus feet, However, apparently, because of the new design on this, unlike, can I dare say, all inflatables, pretty much all, because even the X500 is the same, they have like a flat bottom, whereas, no, that X500 race one, that hasn't got a flat bottom. So I was wrong, it's not all. But this particular kayak has a complete V bottom. No jokes. Complete V bottom. And that's what helps it track really well, in the addition with the skeg. And most, 90% of inflatables that are this size, and even bigger, don't have a V, they just have a flat bottom. And that's why they do a little bit. Whereas apparently this, because of the design, the shape, not only does it stay true, it also powers along. Now, in my KAYAK, when I'm out with my KAYAK, I average at between 3 and 4 miles an hour, because I'm not in a rush to get anywhere, I'm just having a gentle paddle. Now apparently with this will cruise quite happily at 3 or 4 miles an hour, and you can even get faster out of it. Now you don't usually find that with an inflatable as well. So you see, it's a Sea Eagle, calling it their new innovated design and all like that. It's 100% drop stitch, but it's the new what's the word? The new drop stitch, that ain't the correct word. The new design model of drop stitch. Unlike regular drop stitch, if you imagine a bunch of straws, all put together, that's what drop stitching is, and as they fill with air, they close up nice and tight, and that's why it makes the boat nice and hard. Well, with this new design and this new technology, the actual drop stitching is flat, and it's all like interweaved together with each other, like flat plates. So when it fills with air, it squashes and holds better. Apparently, it's a better way, a better design than the old-fashioned drop stitch. Even though you have to think drop stitching is still kind of a new thing. Alright, so there's bound to be, I reckon in another 4 years, somebody will bring something else out, and then somebody, but apparently this new design is, makes the drop stitch even more rigid and more powerful, more firmer. Right then, now the noisy bit. I'm glad that's gone that way, it gives me time to mention that as well. I'll come back to that. Right, I will mention this while we're here. This is the bottom. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The reason why I'm saying yeah is it states on the website that I'll have to put the name up. It's been the actual the keel, the underneath the bottom, has been reinforced with this special material to make it extremely hard wearing and strong. And I'll tell you what it has. You can tell that just by feeling that. Yeah, it's weird. Right, I'm going to take all this plastic off. You don't need to see that. Right, so I'll just do a quick jump shot at this point actually. Right then, paddlers, I took the opportunity to blow it up. Duh. Using the hand pump, it took me about 5 minutes. I will be using an electric normally, but I thought I'll just test. But I thought you don't need to just film me going like that for 5 minutes. I don't know if you can see on that angle, but yeah, you've got a complete, all the way across, all the way down the entire length, a complete V hull, and that's to help with the speed and also the tracking. And as I was saying, I still didn't look up the name of this material. This is covered, it's already got its base layer, and this black layer that you're looking at, I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'll put it up in white writing across there, because it's something like 1,000 layers deep or whatever, but it's a reinforced material and it really is super strong. You can feel it just rubbing your finger on it. You know that this material is going to be strong. Right. Okay, let's just turn her around. There's plenty of grab angles, which is a good thing. I won't be doing this in here. Right, I haven't completely, I think I've gone to about 8 psi, because I thought first time you don't want to go mental for your very first time blowing up. This flooring here, it's all drop stitch, so it's all rock hard, so to speak, everywhere, but this flooring, what they've done is they've put an extra grip padding on. You know, like on a paddle board, you've got that rubbery surface. This is more like a standard, say the X500 I had. This is like the floor of the X500. In fact, it's almost identical. But where it goes to a different colour, and you can feel a lip there because it's been stuck on top, you can actually feel a lip. All this, right, is extra material for padding and grip. Right, you'll see a little dint there maybe, and a little dint there. It's as it's first been folded, and the foot pegs, right, all the supports for the foot pegs have just dinted into it. But because this is padding anyway, I reckon after time it'll just start to protrude out and flatten off. But even if it doesn't, it's not important because it's only the padding that's got a dint in it. But that's not the end of the world. But yeah, so 10 foot V hull, pretty light. It's about £28. Alright, and let's put it. Oh, might as well tell you while we're here. We've got 5 grab handles. As you can see, there's one there, so you could carry it, as the man himself said, like a suitcase. You got these 2 grab handles here, so you could carry it sort of like upright on your head, like portaging, or at the side again. You've got one at the one at the back, one at the front, the stern and the bow as well. And them ones have actually got neoprene wrap on here. Yeah, you could carry it like a suitcase, you get me, or even under there like a lower one if you're just lowering it into the water off a ledge, so like Selby. Yeah, just lower it in. And big grab handle at the back and the front, right, if there's 2 people, or even if you just need to get a drag on it. Okay, let's just change the camera angle. Right, the foot pegs, these could not be simpler. As silly as it sounds, they've actually got a, let me go to this side, oops. They've actually got an L and an R. I should have done it from that side. An L and an R actually on the foot peg, so you don't get it the wrong way around. There's, I think there's 20 sections, so you've got 20 positions where you could have your foot. And all you do is slide the bar. I'm on a funny position myself here. I should do this one at that side, or I should have done this one. There's a hole at this side, and you just slide the bar in. If I can see what I'm doing. Probably a bit stiff from newness. There you go. Yeah. And then on here you've got, well, it's self-explanatory, right? The end where the ridges are going to be facing you, right? And just pop it in wherever you can, just to hold it in place, and slide that bar through that hole till it comes all the way through the other side. Slide it into this end piece all the way. No, that's not all the way yet. Just a bit stiff, which is fine. And then, I don't know if you're going to see here, this bit that's sticking up here, you just push it down and there's like an extra little piece sticking out, and you just push and lock. Now it's locked in place. And to adjust the foot pegs, all you do is, you can do this with your foot while you sat down, and then just knock it back down again. Now, that's a foot peg. Well, that is well in place. And then imagine my foot's there and I'm not comfy. Just kick that up, slide it along a bit, knock it down again with my foot. Try that. No, I want to go a bit further. And you just keep going until you find your actual spot where you're happy with. What I do like is they've got numbers on, right? So once you've set the boat up and you've got it in the perfect spot for your foot peg, you can always check the number, say for argument's sake number 10, which is there, number 10, right? And I know next time, make sure my foot peg's on number 10, that's my comfy spot. But it is simple to make adjustments, so you can see how simple that is. And to take them off after you paddle, lift up and just pull that bar out. And just make sure you don't forget these. Yeah, so that's your foot pegs. Quite straightforward. Nothing difficult there. Simple as simple can be. Right then, let's have a look at this seat now. Wrong way. It's just up to about there. Right. Okay, let's take a look at the seat. This is exactly how the seat will arrive. I haven't done anything with it really. You got the clips at the bottom here. Let's figure this out. Alright. And two at the top. This is pretty self-explanatory as well. Right. The seat will go. You've actually got a lot of different adjustments for the seat. You can have it up to about there, forward, all the way back to about there. But let's just plonk it in the middle. Now, there's two lots of pegs here. The top one will be going to the front. Just have to extend these. Just make it even longer because it's quicker, easier to shorten them. And this side. And the lower ones, which will be going to the back. I'm just making these pretty long and then I can adjust them in a moment. That'll do. Okay, alright. Just going to plonk the seat in roughly where I think it'll be okay. Take this first one, clip it in there. Take this second one, which got all twisted, clip it in there. Yeah, I'll have to adjust these for my feeling. That sounds wrong. Sounds wrong on so many levels. This is way too long, George, at the back now. But still. This will be easier. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. You see, at the moment I can't sit in the boat. Right, because of the V hole, because of the veal, veal and chips. No, because of the V hull, sitting in the boat while it's on dry land, you're putting too much pressure on it. Like I said, on another type of inflatable, doesn't matter because they've got a flat bottom. But because this has got a V, if I sit on it, you put in too much pressure of my weight straight on. So I've got that into roughly the right place, and when I get on the water I'll able to adjust that more, because there's just a tag to pull on either side for the front, but the front looks pretty damn good, and then 2 tags at the side, back side so to speak, for the back. But yeah, maybe the front could do to change a little bit, but this is hard, but at the same time it's got padding. It's not just like solid plastic. It is padded, but it's quite hard padding. But that'll be nice, I reckon, and comfy. The seat, as I've said, gives a little bit. I'm not sure. I probably will put a gel cushion on top of that. But yeah, so that is everything, boys and girls. Obviously I'm not going to put the skeg in while it's sat there. But yeah, so 100% drop stitch, the new design drop stitch, and yeah, let's just pull out a bit now. Show you one thing I haven't showed you. The bow. This is like a reinforced, well, it's plastic to be honest, and it's solid, like having steel toe cap shoes on. So in other words, if you happen to whack into a rock or something, you're going to be alright. Definitely going to be alright. It's like a dolphin's nose. Get out the road type thing. But yeah, material, all drop stitch. This is padding on the inside, as I've said. You've got a drop stitch floor, right, and then they put a layer of padding on top, but very, very, very grippy, right? It's not just like soft foam, it's like a hard, grippy foam. Like I said, I can compare that. In fact, I'd probably guess that's what it is. That's from like a paddle board. You get me? That sort of material, so it's very sturdy. Because, right, you can actually stand up in this kayak, right? Now I'm not gonna, because credit where credit's due. I've already said it's a fantastic review. Kayak Cliff did a fantastic review of this boat, and in the second one, right, in the second video talking about this boat, it was on about different skegs and things like that, but he actually stood up in it. He didn't go a long way, he only stood up for maybe 30 seconds, but it did show that the balance was possible, because in like most, if I tried to stand up in my kayak before I even got knee height, I'd be swimming like you would most boats. But yeah, there is the option, which could come in handy if you're at a bank, and the bank's a little bit high or something, just to help you get up. Instead of just getting one leg in, one leg out, you have got the option to just stand and reach. But not something I will be playing about with straight away, boys and girls. No. But yeah, so if you wondered, that with a seat, it's still, I mean, this is not a heavy boat. I reckon it's, I think without this, I think altogether with the seat and the foot pegs, it's like £28. So it'll be ideal for areas where it'll be, it's like let's just change angle, sorry. I'll tell you what, you've seen the boat now, right? Oh, I should mention, I think I did mention, but let's get this done right now. Right, yeah, let's take a bit of a closer look. You've got all bungee cords on here, right, and good thick bungee cords, and I also like this, right? I know it's a simple little thing, but the way it's actually connected up, it releases quickly but also locks in very tight. This is what I was on about, the front, wrapped in neoprene. You can take it off, but so if you had a bit of weight in it. Oh, I'm talking about weight. I should point this out straight away. You can actually carry more weight in this than you can in my 14-foot KAYAK. Yeah, this will actually hold about £350 in weight, including the paddler. Right, whereas my KAYAK only 300 including, so it'll hold about £50 more in weight. But that's because it's inflatable. But it is quite surprising. Right, yeah. Oh boy, that's my fire. Let's have a bit of a closer look here so you can see. It's got, oh that's the seat. You can see it's got some padding. At the same time, it is quite sturdy. I reckon it'd be alright for an hour or two. Anything longer than that, you're going to want a bit more padding. I believe Ken Whiting said that when Ken Whiting did a review of this. He said about an hour or two. But yeah, the seat, the back, I won't know until I try it, to be honest. You got a bungee at the back here and everything. You got all sorts of information down there. You got your valves and your valves, right, and another grab handle, right. This is so nice. You get me, the material and the colours. You get me. Oh, and if you noticed, right, if I come this way around, you see the way, right, the side slopes down just slightly, right, whereas usually that'd be more flat, and then it'd be more underneath that slopes to get your edging, which it still does. You've got that side there for edging, but you won't really be edging a boat like that. Well, you would be a bit. But the reason why you've got this slope here, one to help you, right, with stability. But more importantly is when you're paddling, you know, every now and again you bang your hand on the side of your boat when you're paddling, right? Well, that's why they put that slope on, so that you basically won't, right? Or even if you do, your hand's just going to slide with it because it's on an edge, if that makes any sense at all, which it should. But yeah, so there she is then. Apparently this is some sort of river somewhere, right? Or there's a part of it that's some sort of river. I can't remember now, but something I read somewhere. But yeah, so I like the colours, and that's a good little spot there for a rat. Yeah, good little spot for a rat there. But yeah, so yeah, I can't think much else. Let's just jump to the bench and I'll see if I can remember what else. Okay then. No, I thought I'd come back in. Alright, I'll tell you this because I found it, and yeah, you know about my dyslexia, right? You know that tool where I can never remember the name, like it reads it for you. What's that friggin' dictator thing? You know what I mean? Right, well, I've listened to this about 8 times now, right, so I get the wording right. On the bottom I was on about, it's got additional 1,000, here we go, denier, if that's how it's pronounced right. Like I said, I'd already wrote it on the bottom of the boat if I remembered. Right, and it's like a fabric, and it basically makes it super strong. It's like a fabric protection, you get me? And it's like me with my KAYAK, I've got keel tape all over the bottom of it for protection, and people put keel tape. It's like the bottom of the boat is completely covered in keel tape, for want of a better word then, yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd pop back and just mention that bit. No, I believe I've covered everything. If you've got any questions, I mean, credit where credit's due, right? Kayak Cliff and Ken Whiting, right, they received these free. Oh, that's something I have to tell you about buying them. Very important. Anyway, I'll say this bit first. They received them free to do reviews, right? So if you check out them channels, just put EZLITE10 in YouTube search engine, right? Because there's only about 3 or 4 videos, right? So check them out anyhow. But because you can't buy them, I had to wait a month or so. I had to get this on back order, right? If you wanted to buy one now, I believe the next lot, right, won't be in from America, right, won't be in until September. And then if you're in the UK, you'll have to wait a few more days for them to get shipped over to the UK and then for delivery. You get me? Right, but the next batch, right, you can't just walk into the shop and buy them now. They're all gone. Alright, so sorry if you're thinking, oh, I want one of them, which is what I did. Right, when I saw the reviews, right, from Kayak, Cliff and Ken Waiting, I thought I want one of them. So I went to buy one. No. Right, there was on back order, but I was lucky. I got the end of July, middle of July back order section. I got in time, but the next lot won't be through until September. So if you're thinking about getting one, don't wait too long. You might want to wait until I've been on the water with it to see the water side, see what I think, which is fine, right? But I won't wait too long because they might say, well, all the ones in September that's coming in, they've all been spoken for, accounted for, you know what I mean? You understand where it's going. So if you are after one, you may have to get in there quick, right? And because you can always, go in, pre-order one, straight away pre-order one, right? And then if you see 1 or 2 other paddle like it, then say next week you watch me, you pre-order one today, next week you watch my video, I'm on the water and I say, oh, this is rubbish, right? You can always cancel it, you get me? Just because you paid for it on pre-order don't mean you can't cancel it. But I'm not advising you, because that's not fair to the shops, I'm not advising everyone to go pre-order stuff and then just cancel it, you know what I mean? It's best to research and you're pre-ordering it because you don't want to miss it. But you understand the situation, right? They're like, what's that saying? Unicorn poo. We'll say unicorn poo. They're like unicorn poo. It's not that, it's slightly different, but kids, unicorn poo. Right, they're very rare. Yeah, so I will be getting it out on the water, hopefully. Well, obviously not today, it's too late now. And it looks like the next couple of days are right downhill again. Last week wasn't too bad as well. Today ain't been too bad, but the boat on here after today. But yeah, so it could be 3 or 4 days, it could be a week. I don't know when I'm going to get on the water next with that. Yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see. But as soon as I've been on the water, I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you if Kayak, Cliff and Ken's been lying about the tracking, which that's a joke, I know they haven't. Yeah, from what I've seen, it tracks really well and it paddles along at a really good speed as well, which is unusual for a 10-foot boat. I won't just say 10-foot inflatable, a 10-foot boat of any type, right? Don't usually track and run along real nice, you get me? Whether it be plastic or inflatable, you get me? But apparently this one does, so we shall see. Well, I've already seen. But yeah, so I will leave this video here. And yeah, if you've got any questions, I'm trying to think if there's out I've missed, but if you've got any questions, just leave us a comment, and yeah, I'll be happy to help. But yeah, right, I'm going to leave it there then now. Hope you enjoy this little unboxing / review. and part 2 will be coming up whenever I can get out on the water. Okay then, yeah. Keep looking at the boat down there, you see, because I keep thinking to myself, have I forgot something? But no, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. Pretty sure I've covered as much as I possibly can. So right, yeah, leaving it there now then. And yeah, I'm simply gonna say, cheers. Watch out for part 2. Coming soon, hopefully.